Okay, Tom, let's look at all the other reports now that our little app produces. This is the real powerhouse of the app. This is where you uh, get your return on investment, really. Okay, so we set up categories, we set up regional reports, and we set up report by restaurant chain. It automatically gives me reports by auditor. If I'd set up any audit teams, it gives me report by audit teams, by auditor team, should I say. Let's begin by looking at all Deliveroo reports. So this is company-wide reports, so whatever chain it is, whatever region it is, they all appear here. So first of all, we get an overall score. Remember them all important categories, those sections in our template: preparation, cooking, rotation and recording. These are same in every report, in every audit. That means I can definitely compare eggs with eggs. So as a company, I'm scoring 78%, 75%, 100%, 69%, and my total score is 71%. Okay. This little icon on the right hand side, by the way, means I can look at that individual report. So if I'm in here, I'm looking at company reports and I think, oh, that's not very good. Let's see what went wrong there. I can click that and the individual report will open up. The only thing I can't do here is amend that report. Okay, so that's my company. I can date range this. Don't forget, you'll have hundreds of reports in here, so I can date range it. If I want to look at the last quarter, for example, it'll tell me that at the bottom here I'm looking at 1 to 4 of 4 entries. And also in this, I can download this report in Excel. Here's a little interesting feature we put in. When you've got hundreds of audits, your scores tend to be in the high 90s, and they don't really tell you anything when you're looking at the overall score. What you can do in select view, I can look at the best 10 and the worst 10. When you look at the worst 10, it'll give you a different score for the worst 10. I haven't got 10 reports in here, to be honest, Tom, so it doesn't look that good. I'll send you a little demo from a live client. But I can compare my worst 10 scores to my overall section scores. And of course, these worst 10 are the places where we really need to make improvements, and where we can make gains, where we're actually losing money. Okay, so that's the overall, the company-wide reports. I can look at it by region then. So I'll click region, and this will give me, I've got London up. So looking at London, look, it's scoring 63, 50, 150, 59 overall. I can look at Midlands, click view. I can look at Northeast. These are just the little trial audits I put in. But as you can see, I get different scores for each section, for each area. And I can now start comparing area with area. But we've always got the same sections: preparation, cooking, rotation and recording. So we're always comparing eggs with eggs. The other one from your point of view, which you probably will keep, I'm not too sure about area, but which talks by restaurant chain, I can now start looking. There's a 3 I put in at each restaurant chain, and now we're scoring. And again, for each one, I'll get different scores, and I can start comparing eggs with eggs. I can compare KFC with Yo, so long as I've got the same areas, which of course I have. And again, KFC might have 100 audits. I can select the worst 10. I can date range it. Okay. And one final report we can look at. I can look at auditor reports. So every person who's registered as an auditor, and I can look at reports by auditor. The only person in here right now is me, but as you start to have auditors, they'll appear there. I can look at how each auditor is scoring, and I can compare auditor with auditor. Might tell me one's a bit harsh and one's a bit lenient. I can dig deeper down. Why is this one so low? I can look at it, look at his pictures, look at his scores, decide whether he is perhaps needs some retraining or whatever. I can look at report by auditor. Okay, like I said, all these are customizable, so it could be completely different, and you don't have to have them all. You will always get auditor reports, you'll always get company-wide reports, and you'll always have the individual reports. The rest you don't have to have. You can have it set up exactly as it suits you. All right, that's it, buddy. I'll get back to you with more videos, but I hope you're logged on and having a go. Cheers, Tom.